Nyansakuku. Council, good afternoon once again. Now 52% are in support of the removal of the Chief Justice. Yesterday, the minority had raised concerns about they are rather calling for the Ghana Bar Association to now rise and intervene in this matter. Council, let me first of all pick it up from the Info Analytics report. Does this report suggesting that indeed 52 in support of the removal of the justice mounts pressure first on the President or the Council of States to expedite actions indeed to remove the Chief Justice in any way?
Not at all. Not at all. Sometimes I think that when such report comes out, we need to interrogate it very well. Have you asked yourself certain questions? Those that they interviewed, do they even understand the system? Do they? Probably they don't. They were questions they were just asking, and then they were also answering. Because if you let the people understand that the office of the Chief Justice is an independent office, and it doesn't take the President to remove the Chief Justice, then people will appreciate or they will understand. Okay, so that's what the people are supposed to know. We know we have three arms of government. We have the executive, we have the legislature, and the judiciary. And then these three arms of government cannot be arranged in a hierarchical manner. They have the same powers. Do you understand? We don't have one ahead of the other. So you're supposed to let the people understand these basics before you even interview them. Okay? You don't just interview them because you want to interview them. They should understand the system. Do you understand? If they understand the system, they will get to know that the president do not have power to remove words, their Chief Justice. So immediately you let them understand, then they will reconsider their decision. But then immediately you leave the question to them like that, and then you want to use this sample, they may tell you things that you don't even want to hear. And that's
so for you, Council, you disagree with this poll in the first place? You do not support it?
Yes, I disagree in the sense that the people that they interview do not even understand the governance system. They don't understand the governance system. If they do understand the governance system, they will not see that the president has power to remove the Chief Justice. They don't understand. That is why.
Now, let's look at the minority concerns, which now has gained a little bit of, I should say, reaction. Now, they are calling for the Ghana Bar Association to rise and against this, removal of the Chief Justice, because, look, if it's the Chief Justice today, it could be them tomorrow. And this, trajectory of having to remove Chief Justice really is not healthy for our judicial system. How do you receive this, first of all?
I don't support the call. I do not support the call. But one thing I don't also support is the removal of the Chief Justice. You see, if you want to, some of us during Akufo-Addo's regime, we spoke about certain things and they thought that we were against the government or something. We were not against the government. It was that we were sharing our view, and then our view still stands. You understand? Because removing the Chief Justice, what do you want to gain out of that? The Chief Justice office is an independent office. Why do you want to remove the Chief Justice? You don't use Akufo-Addo as a yardstick for governance. If you use Akufo-Addo as a yardstick for governance, then you are failing in terms of governance, because whatever he did was wrong by removing the electoral commissioners at that time. Do you understand? Do not remove. Set a good example. In as much as there has been a petition, look at the petition very well. Look at it. There's a merit for you to remove the Chief Justice. Because if you have to remove the Chief Justice right now and you bring in a new Chief Justice, 2028, if NDC loses and a new person's come and say that, okay, there is a petition before me, I'm supposed to remove the Chief. So are we saying that the office of the Chief Justice is going to be tied to the office of the president, that at any given time when there is a new president, there is supposed to be a new Chief Justice? No, it's not supposed to be so. The Chief Justice is supposed to be be in office until 70 years. I hope you understand. There should be security of tenure of office. You see, there should be security of tenure of office, so that people who goes into that office may feel independent, and when they are exercising their power, they exercise their power in a certain manner. See, my brother, There are things in which the Constitution of Ghana have put in place for the office of the Chief Justice and the judiciary to be independent. One of them is the security of tenure of office. The law says that if you're a high court judge, okay, you will retire from office at age 65. So until you are age 65, nobody should be able to remove you. If you're a court of appeal judge, if you're a Supreme Court judge, if you're a Chief Justice, you retire from office at age 70. Nobody should be able to remove you. And that's the same way that the Constitution says that your office, when you are in that office, you retire on your salary because
I mean, sorry, Counsel, sorry for butting in, but the same Constitution tells us that if the Chief Justice also could be removed on some instances, especially misconduct and other misbehavior or other undefined I should say procedures.
How do you measure the misconduct?
Counsel, exactly, and so that's why it's now it's actually in consultation with the Council of State. Now the Chief Justice has also written, and Article 146 also establishes or gives that provision. But let's for the sake of time, I just want to pick your thought on the second attempt to hear the case, and unfortunately it has been adjourned to May 6th actually. How do you receive this news, and going forward, how do you also expect the Supreme Court actually to expedite this, to bring some finality on this matter?
You see, it's quite unfortunate that the Constitution, in talking about all these things, did not give timelines if matters like this happened. Okay, but if you take something like the OSC, the Office of the Special Prosecutors Act, they have given the timelines in which all these stages are supposed to go through. So going forward, I think that there should be speedy trial in respect to this, so that we can put all this behind us, so that we can edge out and progress.
Counsel, we appreciate your time this afternoon. Private legal practitioner, lawyer Topra Abradu